So nsanyise rero Katonda balese n'omutima gumu abantu abatakanyiza basobola okujja omulundi gumu kifo kyekimu wabaawo okukanya okuba kubaddewo. God uses hearts. Apart of the gono nimufuna okukanya kwekyo kimulina okukola. So nsanyise nti rero okuwuliriza Katonda. Okuwuliriza ki? Katonda. Ekigambo ky'onaawulira wano si kyamuweereza, si kyaki? Mukitwala ng'ekigambo kya Katonda. Buli kirungi Katonda ky'anaakusuubiza tokitunulira mu bunene bw'omusumba wo ali mu maaso go, tokitunulira mu bigambo oba mu ntunula y'omusumba wo yasobola okuba ng'akutunulira bubi, naye bwe kitunulire Katonda nga bw'akyogera. Asobola kuba nga ye ng'akusuubiramu ekintu ekirala naye nga Katonda amuwadde ansa toyagala. So mutwalenga nnyo ebigambo bya Katonda nga tumutunulidde abasumba ababyogera. Tujja kutwala emibiri y'abasumba oba ebigambo by'abasumba mulekewo ekigambo kya Katonda. Singa ngambye bw'ati kyandinkoledde no, twala ekyo Katonda kyayogedde. Ye yamanyi nga bw'anaakikyusa n'ofuna n'ekyo ky'oyagala. Naye bw'ona mugamba nti abadde alina okukyogera bw'ati. So Katonda bw'omuwa amateeka ate yakuwa amateeka gasinga ku ekyo ky'oyagala. Ekyokola ki? Naye bw'otambulira ku ekyo ye kyagamba ate ofuna ekyo ky'oyagala naye nga tekijjiddeko amateeka. So lwaki abantu bafuna amateeka ga Katonda? Nti kubanga baba balaze nti kino tebakyagala. It is the rebellious hearts that cause God to impose commandments upon his promises. Biba eby'emitima emigumu abantu gye balaga yereetera Katonda n'agamba kale ojja kusooka okole bw'oti. Naye nga luli alibadde agamba ogenda okole bw'oti ojja kufuna kino. Naye kubanga alajja omutima gwo, it is sealed in anger, it is sealed in fear, it is sealed in confusion. Nga alina okusooka akakana n'agamba kale genda sooka osinga ennaku 3 ojja kufuna ansa. Tolowooza nti okusiiba Katonda kwaba akuwadde kuba kwakwagala kwe. Aba atunudde omutima gwo nga gulimu obujeemu ku ekyo kyakugambye oba kyagenda okuva. So oyagala kumanya ekibuuzo lwaki abantu lwaki abaweereza ba Katonda ng'akimanyi alina okuwa ansa ng'alina okuwa ki? Eya Katonda. Naye nagamba ojja kusiiba ennaku nga 3 Katonda ajja kuba amaze okwogera naawe. Manya nti ansa giraba naye alaba omutima gwo bw'alaba agikuwadde ojja kugintapulitinga mu busungu bw'ekise. Naye ng'akimanyi when you reserve yourself for 3 days you will harm your heart first. Niyo wano nga yabadde atukula kitwale nabwo bakitwala abalala nabwo bakola ki? So abantu batwala naye n'osanga mu mutima gwe tegwetegese okutwala ekyo Katonda kyayogedde. So mutegeke emitima gyammwe Katonda asobola okubakoleramu ebyo egyalowooza gyebirungi gye muli. Naffe tumuwe entegeka yaffe wanaaba atuwadde ekisa tusobole okwogera naye. Tusobole okwogera ki? Mu kutensa nga tukozeseza amateeka age gokka taddemu n'endowooza yaffe asobole okutuyigiriza. Tusomayo ekigambo kimu waliwo abayimbi ensanze wano tasomako nagenda kunsomerayo Zabuli 84. So gracias.
How lovely is your dwelling place, O Lord of heaven's enemies. I long, yes, I faint with longing to enter the courts of the Lord. With my whole being, body and soul, I will shout joyfully to the living God.
So, God expects not surrender. He expects you not only to surrender your body, but with all your heart, that hosts your soul, so that His Spirit may take control. So, I pray that whatever was hindering you people from focusing on the presence of God be silenced, so that God may take control over our lives. So that God may take control. He said, I desire, this was a singer, to live in your dwelling, for I know it is a lovely place. This was verse 1. But God's presence, same word, is a lovely place. Never feel comfortable when you don't find the love of God in His presence. Never allow tokirizanga kubera mu kifo kya Katonda n'otawuliramu emirembe. Always ask your servants, where is this peace we are looking for? Why is it not visible in my heart? As soon as you enter into a holy place or in the presence of God, by interpretation of this singer, you must find the love of God first. It must be automatic. It is not a thing you must call upon to come to you. So this man said, how lovely is your dwelling place? The place where God lives must exhibit love. When Jesus came, He talked good English. Good what?
English.
Than Americans. He was speaking good English than Americans. But He said, above all, take love as a cover of everything man needs on this land. He knew that you can prophesy, you can serve God, you can be a good listener, you can be a good believer, you can carry even the greatest faith any man needs on this land. But when you don't have the love, all is washed away in one era. Well, and you lose whatever God gave you as a heritage. So God's heritage is every promise He gives you. The heritage of God. Obusika bwa Katonda by'ebisuubizo bye byakuwa gwe ng'omuntu. It is not about children. People think the heritage of God is children. No. God looks at you as an individual. He doesn't look at a group of persons living together. When God is dealing with a person, He deals with individuals. He deals with you by your soul. He is always focused to see that your soul is aligned by His dwelling, by His presence, and by His love. He has said we use the best people of today. So our topic of today is God's love that builds a nation. It is God's love that builds a nation. In my language, it is God's love that builds a generation. Without the love of God, people are terminated on the way. Without love, people cannot cross to the next level. Had these good people who have ever lived here used no love, used what? We could be seeing mountains covering every place. People could be few without the love of God manifesting on the land. There couldn't be multiplication of people. What shows Moses that there is love of God? When I see people multiply every day, multiply every day. If this is acting on the land and we are still seeing people, meaning the love of God has not yet been defeated by this. I know if in 20 years you lose one person in the family, it shouldn't be a big war in your heart. You know what? In your heart. I'm saying these are two forces that fight. The force of the enemy cause death, and the force of the love of God to see you remain protected. So where two forces are fighting, you always expect a loss and a gain. So if you have lived for 40 years and you have never seen a person die in your family, then know that the love of God is greater than the agents of the enemy against your family or against your life. Hey, I repeat it again. The enemy is always working day and night to make sure it fits the love of God upon people that bear on this land. So when your home is protected, know that the love of God is higher than the presence of the enemy. Just to rejoice that your home or the love of God is still greater than the presence of the enemy, operating behind the lines of the glory of God. They are always together. They move together. They operate together. You're going to fight with them always. Ephesians, those are all the people. Ephesians 6. Verse 12. I shall go slowly and read it.
Verse 12. For we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places.
Meaning, the enemy is not limited only on the land. Even in heaven, where we want to go, they have pillars that were acting here as great pillars of the enemy. When you die, when you are a reverend, don't think when you reach heaven, you become a cattle keeper. When you are here on the land and you are against God, don't think when you go to heaven, He will give you a good place to stand for His glory. You will join them. God deserves a place for all. If heaven is like the earth, by understanding, This is what I need you people to understand. What you see here on this land is just a reflection of what is there. If you see you are living here and next 3 doors there is a witch doctor, this is how these people also live. There is no judgment, it is not yet out.
Like people who die
They go back to their home.
their home.
In heaven.
We have our home. We are just here passing.
I thought when you die, you get your judgment.
I don't think there is really judgment to come. Maybe it can come on the land, but these who are in heaven, they receive their judgment and it was over. On a day that resisted the program of God, received the judgment and cast them on this land. Only Satan came with they that were willing to oppose during that time alone. But you don't think the opposition ceased in heaven. They are there. They oppose us. They say you get married to a white man, and they say no. In the entire family, we have never seen a white man in that before. They are there. So these forces that operate in heavenly places are always willing to change the program of God upon your life. So if we choose to fight, looking at these people who are near us, we are fighting the wrong battle. You are fighting just an agent. But when the spirit is still able to locate you from another corner. Yes. We are reading Daniel. I will come back to that agent later. Daniel 10. Let's start from verse 7.
Only I, Daniel, saw this vision. The men with me saw nothing, but they were suddenly terrified and ran away to hide. So I was left there all alone to see this amazing vision. My strength left me, my face grew deathly pale, and I felt very weak. Then I heard a man speak, and when I heard the sound of his voice, I fainted and lay there with my face to the ground.
So this Daniel, like we are here now, if a lion growers not even coming to enter, some of you cannot remain seated. When it is just talking, not saying I'm coming even to that house. So they are there.
No, just get attentive to what is happening.
So this is what I wanted to know. When there is a sound that is not familiar,
Unusual.
comes.
Yes.
And when you know God has already even declared that I am here, my children, feel comfortable. Have peace in your heart.
Yes.
I know there is no enemy that can fight you when I'm with you. I am stronger than anything that I created on this land.
Yes.
But the lion roared outside. People remove the focus from the
Yes.
promise God has released already, and they look at the danger of the lion. No one even can raise a hand and say, Father, allow it not to look at us. Let it move towards the east. No.
The minds go.
So, in such a scenario, so this is what happened to Daniel. He was with other people, but when the shaking, the lightnings, the voice of God started manifesting, others ran away. only him stood to see the vision or to understand what God is saying. So don't think people don't talk to God, they talk to him every day. But to stand in the gap to listen to what he has released, many live before it matures. Very few who reach on the final promises of God. So this man, he had lost even weight. He was even fasting. He had even lost the concentration. That maybe God forgot me. This was the mind of Daniel. Until the angel came and said, fear not. Verse 12.
Verse what?
Okay, you continue. Shall we speak verse 12 and we see what an answer?
Just then a hand touched me and lifted me, still trembling, to my hands and knees. And the man said to me, Daniel, you are very precious to God, so listen carefully to what I have to say to you.
So this was an alert of the voice of God. That in your fear, in your cry, listen to what happened before you continue crying. There are many who have cries, but when they are not even willing to listen to what happened. So then I waited, and God said, what?
Stand up, for I have been sent to you. When he said this to me, I stood up still trembling.
And he said,
Then he said, don't be afraid, Daniel. Since the first day you began to pray for understanding and to humble yourself before your God, your request has been heard in heaven. I have come in answer to your prayer.
so the angel was sent only to make Daniel understand that there is no prayer that goes to heaven that is not heard. But on the way to answers, these things happen. A great wind, a great what? Passed by. Today that we are carrying your luggage. A great wind passed by. Today that we are supposed to receive your package. A great wind attacked at the stores where your package was supposed to be picked. But here I am, confirm unto you that it has reached, for I have come to overcome every danger. So this came as an answer. So we are here today to stand for an answer. We are here today to stand for an answer that is already secured. Meaning, whatever we have been passing through, know that it has been the wind of day that love to see a cry of children who love God. They are always assigned on daily basis. Whether you pray, whether you don't pray, they are always near you. Your enemies are always near you. Both spiritually, physically, and by your understanding. There is no person in this land, says the Lord, without an enemy, both in the spirit and in the body. Why? They are always working. The reason we don't need, the reason we must not lack time to be in the presence of God, so that we may also remain alert. So that we may also remain what?
Alert.
So your coming today is just an alert that we need an answer, not channeled again by the enemy. May God allow the protection of His love. Of His love? I cannot forget it. The protection of His love not to depart from our hands, so that we may get an answer that is settled. So, but listen to how long it took Daniel to receive an answer that was sent already from heaven. Shall see. We were on first.
Okay. But for 21 days the spirit prince of the kingdom will pass here blocked my way. And then Michael, one of the angels, came to help me, and I left him there with the spirit prince of the kingdom of Persia.
So even the day this angel Michael came to help people who must serve Daniel, there was still a war. Even at the time you are receiving the program of God, there is always a war involved. Don't think they have won all the wars. No. Even at the time you must get a degree, there is always a war in the school. Even at the time you must produce a child, there is always a war. They are always saying, let it not happen. But even at the time you are to pass through your success, there is always a war involved. At every stage, you need the intervention of God. So I'm happy that God is involved. God is what?
Involved.
That we may not lose at the end of this war. So thank you for your word. So we'll go back to our fighting weapons of Ephesians 6. You can go to verse 13.
Ephesians what?
6. We finish with 13.
Therefore, put on every piece of God's armor, so you'll be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle, you will still be standing firm. Stand your ground, putting on the belt of the truth and the body arm of God's righteousness.
So, truth is the greatest pillar to fight against our enemies that are against the love of God. Without the truth of God, you live in hassle with your enemies. Where your enemy knows that you carry no truth, you will hide in every word you speak. You will hide in every program you design. For you know, at the time you must speak that truth out. You say, but how will my enemy look at it? So you create a table near your table where you can reserve bad things to cater for your enemies. Now you become a supplier of your enemies. My people carry truth as the biggest weapon. Always study truth to find an answer. May God bless His word and allow His love never depart from protecting His people who are called by His love. Who are called by?
His love.
Man of today calls it His will. May the will of God never be changed by our enemies. At the time we are at the winning time, at the victory time, may our enemies never change the will of God. People lose when they have reached. People lose when they have reached. When you are still trying, few things happen. But at the time of victory, the wind multiplies. And if you are not serious, you are admit that I am a loser. Never allow it. Always know whatever God spoke upon your life is the word of your success in this land. Take Him as your only trust. You need no advice of your enemies to achieve what you need in life. Kale, that's all for now.